We have a question, yes? Yeah. Tony, take over.
Josh, I noticed on that last tune that you lay down your pinky on your left hand.
The question was, on that last song, apparently, I can't tell, so I don't know if this is true, but Josh didn't use his pinky, and the question was why, and expand on that.
On which hand?
Are you messing with me or did I not?
No, sure. It looked like you. I'm curious.
No, I probably did.
He doesn't need to.
I don't use my pinky very often, but do as I say, not as I do. Use your pinky. When I was growing up, I've always been a very skinny person, and I was a very, very skinny child, and I don't know why. I just ran high metabolism. I guess I've just always been extremely skinny, and I didn't have a whole lot of muscles. The one place that I always went to every year was at MMA, and you know, when they started coming out, you know, it was a lot better for me. It helped me out a lot, but all I really had, I mean, I had, like I told him in that article, what he's speaking about is I got every CD out that I had, and if I didn't have it, I you know, talked my folks into buying it for me if I could, and if they had the money for it, and we would, or I would sit down and just listen and listen all the time, and whatever instrument that I had, I was lucky enough to be able to get my hands on a lot of different instruments. I had a banjo that I was learning on. My dad had a couple of guitars. My Uncle Reg always had fiddles lying around because he was a fiddle player. But he always had one that he would bring down as I was growing up. You know, I'd have one for my size. Of course, I was awful at it back then and still am today. But it was still the fact that it was there, and he also got me a mandolin. So with all of those instruments lying around, I was, you know, so excited about the music. I wanted to learn everything I could. So I just sat and listened to them, and like, you know, for a week or two, I'd just sit down and be like, okay, you know, I had Alison Krauss and Union Station's Every Time You Say Goodbye album, and I loved Adam Steffi's mandolin playing on that album. So I just sat down with the mandolin on that record, and I learned every single break, every whatever, you know, every song basically, even the way that he chopped a chord. You know, if I could hear it, I figured it out. You know, and was kind of patterning, you know, patterning, trying to do like he does. Anyway, I'm speaking English up here, but that's just what I did. I just, you know, over and over, and I did that with every instrument. Every instrument. If I didn't get it the first time, I just back it up and I play it again. I back it up and I play it again. I play along with it, you know. And then, yeah, and there was even times where I would like re-record it. I would like put one of them little handheld things in front of the speaker and record it on a cassette, and then slow the cassette down. You know, and that way, because there was a couple of things, I had to do that with Ronnie McCurry's mandolin playing, because I could not figure out what he was doing. So I figured it out, you know, hey, the amazing slower downer is what Rhonda always called it. And, you know, just push the slow thing, and then it takes it down an octave and half the speed, and you can still figure it out. So I was like, aha. So I figured that one out. I only did that a few times, but I mean, that was like, that's a really cool tip. Try that if you can't just pick it up. You know, get you something you can record it on a little handheld thing and then play it back in slow motion. Because then it'll, you know, where it was like, it would be like, or it'd be like, you know, it would play like that, you know, in the lower octave and the slower speed. So there's a tip for you to answer your question. What these guys got?
And you can get software like Audacity online that does that for free now. I would add a few things.
You can buy Audacity online? I got enough of it on my own, I don't need to buy it online.
I'd add a few things that transcribing breaks, learning breaks note for note is great. Also, playing with a timing device of some sort, be it a metronome or a drum machine, is a really great help. And also, I don't do this very often, but recording yourself, practicing, go back and listen. That's a huge tool if you can take the time to really listen critically to what you've played. But one other thing, specifically for kids, because I think I had the same experience Josh did, only probably worse, because I was growing up in New England and there was just very few young people that played. Every festival, everything, it's like you just gravitate and find those people. It's really helpful when kids can find other people roughly their own age and their own ability level. It's a lot more motivating, I think, than playing with the parents or playing with your adult friends. So there are a lot of great things, like the Kids Academy here, Kids Academies at a bunch of other festivals. I run one, teach some. They have all different levels here. This is the biggest, best one anywhere. It's the standard bearer of the Kids Academies. And we have, I think, 3 different levels for fiddles. And I get my own group of kids that's just advanced. They've all graduated from the regular program. They're called the seniors, and they're all really good. And it's like a racket. I just sit there and yell at them, and they play great. And it's the easiest job ever. And they're playing on Sunday on the main stage, and you can all come see it. Yeah.
You know, Tony, you kind of said it all, and so did Josh. With recording, I mean, you don't have to have something really sophisticated. You could just sit there with a cassette tape recorder and play along with a record and hear what you sound like. It's really important, wouldn't you guys say, to hear what you sound like? You know,
I try not to hear what I sound like.
Well, yeah. But hear yourself back.
I know a lot of guys that play in front of mirrors because of that. They watch themselves along with listening to it. Just throw that out there. So.
Well, I've tried that, and I just said, okay. Rather just hear myself instead of... But no, the hearing yourself back is really important, to hear what you sound like and be critical of yourself. So when I was about 15 years old, that's when I made my first record, but I didn't go into the studio until I recorded myself. I would play rhythm guitar, and I'd have 2 tape recorders, a rhythm guitar, and then I'd play lead guitar, and just go back and forth and keep recording myself over. And when it sounded good, I said, okay, I guess I'm ready to go into the studio. So recording yourself is, you know, all the things that they're saying is, of course, just as important, but hear yourself back is a cool thing.